So I just received this package here from Harber. Now, amongst other things, they make amazing leather goods for tech devices, but also things like wallets and backpacks. Now, I ordered this maybe a week ago and it came via shipping through UPS, was pretty swift. So I thought, let me just show you guys what I purchased today. Very nice packaging, as you can see. Nice little thank you note here. See what it says on the back. You guys can read that if you want to. So I ordered two things. One is a wallet, or rather a card holder. My goodness, this leather feels amazing. Super soft, super premium. And you can tell they really use high quality leather. Let me give it a smell. Yeah, it kind of smells like a fresh pair of trainers actually. But yeah, you can see the finishing, the stitching looks very, very clean. Turning it around, super soft, and the color is really beautiful. I went for the blue. I believe they do have 7 or 8 colors that you can choose from. I was kind of bored of just getting black all the time, and I thought the blue is a nice change that's not too out there, not too much in your face. Now you can see they have a very minimal branding right there in the corner, which I really like. Ooh, very nice magnetic closure. And having them side by side, let's see what that looks like. I mean, come on. You roll up like this to a coffee shop, slap the laptop out of here, pay for your coffee out of here. People will know that you're doing something important. So as I said before, a full grain leather on this. I think they make these in Spain, handmade in Spain. And of course, if you're in the UK, you're gonna get that free shipping. I'm not sure about other regions. Let's look inside. Yeah, I am not complaining about that. That looks very nice. Very, very nice. Minimal branding, handmade with care, 100% full grain leather. And then on the other side, you just have that clean, minimal Harber London branding. Now it does say it can hold quite a few cards. 12 cards is advertised, but in reality, I only hold about, at any given time, maybe 6 or 7, probably 8 if I'm pushing it. And I think that's why I went for this one. There's a few other options on the website, but this one is really for someone who likes to keep things slim and keep things looking pretty minimal. Now, compared to the previous wallet that I had, I purchased this one from Ralph Lauren. I've had it for probably 8 years now, and you can see it's definitely had its sort of wear and tear. This embossing here was a bit more prominent when it was brand new, and if I remember correctly, there was also some branding on here. There was a horse in the corner here, but the wear and tear has made that less visible. Now this has definitely served the job. The downsides of this is when it's gotten wet, I guess it goes for this wallet as well. When it gets wet, it gets really, really kind of disgusting, and you need to take your cards out and dry it, but that's for any wallet. I think the issue for me here was the capacity. Holding things like cash, really, I could just squish a few notes in the middle here. And then trying to get them out, especially when there's cards inside, is pretty difficult because you're shoving your fingers in here into a gap that can barely take them. And it gets very, very inconvenient. Whereas with this one, I anticipate if I have cash in here, I will just have it inside these slots, and maybe it will be easier to pull out. Let me try that actually. So here I've got some cards. I'm gonna put one up here. That slides in very nicely. I'm gonna put another one in this slot, just to simulate having cards on both sides. And these cards fit in very nicely. I wonder if they go any deeper to sort of go below that stitching. Yep, just about. This one as well. So it's below that stitching. Yeah. And now let me put some money inside. Clean dollar bill. Not quite. But if I fold this here and just slide it underneath this slot, yeah, that goes in very nicely. It's actually something kind of resisting on the other side. I wonder what that is. I think that's just a magnet. So as long as I get it past that magnet piece, I think it should be all right. Maybe if I fold it one more time. Yeah, that's so much nicer. And you also get the added security knowing that nothing's gonna fall out. And taking it out, it's just as easy. Very nice. So as well as that cash slot, you also have this little pull tab here, which I think you use to whip out other cards. I'm not sure how that actually works. Let me try it. So if I take this and put it inside here. Okay, nice. That's actually very handy. Maybe something like a license would be good for that. When I go to events and they want my ID and I'm now trying to squish it out of my wallet, usually I'll try and pry it. It's usually at the top here. I'll try and pry it in the corner, but it can get a bit annoying and you just want something slick, something quick. Take this, pop it open, boom, boom. That is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm probably gonna put my driving license in there, keep it nice and safe, and it goes back in just as easily. Yeah, I definitely like that. It goes in quite deep as well. So maybe a card you might want to conceal, which is pretty cool. It feels super soft, super premium, and the leather feels amazing. Smells like a fresh pair of trainers in the best way possible. And what I like is the stitching as well. The stitching is actually color matched to the dye that's applied to the leather. The magnetic mechanism does kind of protrude out a bit. And I guess if I did have one criticism, it would be, how is that going to look like over time? Is that going to be a really ugly square bulge there as this leather kind of patinas and experiences some wear and tear? Time will tell, but for now, I really like this. So I'm going to put my cards in here and let's see how thick it is once it's fully populated. All right, so I've just filled this up with all my cards that were previously in this card holder. And I have a bit of a mixed feeling about this because on one hand, I like the package. It feels very nice. It feels very premium. It feels very soft. I think it looks good. Minimal branding. It's a little bit thicker than what my previous card holder would have been, but I don't mind it too much. It's not that much thicker. And of course, because you get that ability to flip it open, I kind of dig that. So I don't mind taking the hit on the sort of minimalist front. However, two things that stick out to me. The first one you guys can probably see. These magnetic, rectangles that are in there. On the website, they advertise this as an RFID wallet. So I wonder if that's what's actually working from a technology perspective to provide that RFID security. The previous feature we had, which was the magnetic closing, that's completely gone now. So this wallet is now kind of just flopping about. I wish there was a way to keep magnetic closure. There is a little bit of sort of dirt on the corner here. I don't know if you guys can see that. But again, for handmade products, I don't really worry too much about that. I will say the cards themselves do look like they are bending inside, or they're bent and not completely straight. So you can see the sort of start from here and then maybe flare out this way. And I don't know how I feel about that either. Again, an issue I suspect is being caused by these things, but let's see how that goes. So that's the wallet. Leather is amazing, minimal branding, very nice card capacity. Overall, as a package, I'd say feels pretty good. And I'll let you guys know my thoughts over time, whether I keep using it or whether I just pack it up today and return it. That's the RFID wallet from Harber, London. I paid probably about £50. I bought it on Black Friday, but prices usually hover around £79. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.